Pandas, 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 pandas. Cabras in Atlanta. Does it don't need an Panda? Good morning, pandas. Welcome to my stream. I'm Bye Bye Money. I'm glad that you guys are here. We just finished a pre-market show. I actually had a little. We're actually starting a new stream. There was another stream that we had earlier, but it was set again to normal latency, and I want this to be as live as possible, and so I actually restarted the stream. So it's for you guys. I restarted the stream for you guys to make it a better experience for you. So, pandas, hope everyone had an amazing weekend. I really do. I hope all your mental capital's been reset. A lot of you guys think it's gonna be a bull trend day today. Welcome, Bernadette. Good morning. Kevin Mack. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Let me do this while we're here, while we're waiting. Health and fitness. Good morning, Charles Wilson. Good morning. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream. We trade every single day live. What you get here is 100% real. You get all the emotions. You get the wins and the losses here. And you get the greatest trading community on YouTube. It's funny. Good morning, guys. We're reversing up here. Two leggy on the 10,000 tick chart. Two-legged pullback. A, B, C. Two-legged pullback. 10,000 tick chart. On the 2,000 tick chart, it's a fail second entry short. A, B, C. Fail second short. Actually, this was a little tricky. I actually went like this, down, and back up. So that's actually really tricky right there, because that was an outside bar reversal. Going back up. I mean, what you're thinking is strong move up, break of trend, and you're thinking new high should be created. And we hit our gold line. I don't know if you guys were following from last week, but this gold line was a gap that we had for several days now. It was last Monday this gap was created, and it took 1 week for it to fill. It took exactly 1 week. Absolutely incredible. There was this big gap here last Monday, never filled, and finally in the overnight session it fills. The market's moving in a very gappy like way. You know, every open there's like a gap on like the SPY. Do we have a gap below? I don't think we have a gap below. We filled this gap here literally by like 2 ticks. Like we filled it up to the T. I'm not sure if we have another gap. This gap has been filled. You can see with this red line that if there's price action through it, that means there was a gap that's been filled. Yeah, I don't see any gap below from there. And today might be a tricky day. Sunday open, there's a gap. No, there isn't. At least I don't think so. Sunday open was right here. And we actually filled that gap. You see this line here? This is an indicator on Ninja Trader. It's a native indicator. And it's called prior day OHLC. And that means open, high, low, close. and it's native to NinjaTrader. And I set mine to have a red line, like this pink line, to be the close of yesterday, and this teal line to be the high of yesterday or the day before, the previous day's trading, and this red line to be the previous session's low. Okay, some of you guys don't consider this a fill. In my opinion, I don't see why it wouldn't be, because you have price action here. In fact, this tells you everything you need to know, because it's a two-legged pullback back to yesterday's close or Friday's close, and it just bounced off from there. So when the price action hit it, there were traders here that were already waiting to take this trade. So all the orders that were being basically waiting for this gap to fill have been filled. So not sure what the thinking is behind why that's not filled, but if you can make a case for it, I can, I will sympathize. But to me, price action has technically been filled, right? We actually had price action come through the close and touch it and go through it and bounce off of it. So maybe some say that's not enough volume, maybe not enough orders were filled there. Not sure, but to me, this looks filled. Jaden Saints asks, Panda, do you maybe know why my chart only shows one bar for today? No idea. Maybe reload your historical, restart your computer. May have to reset your database. Not sure. Clear cache on NinjaTrader. So this price action is trickier than you think, because what actually happened here was an A, B, C two-legged pullback, good signal bar, came down, created a second entry short, went back up to create a trap. That trap fails, and now we're coming back up. And so very confusing. You can't tell by this one bar, but that's the price action that happened. Killing us if I'm on the daily chart. Nope, not on daily chart. I can switch to the daily chart. The daily chart, if you look at the daily chart, the way that the daily chart marks these candles, because obviously there was price action when you look at a smaller time frame, that this actually didn't close here, it closed like up here, and so, or closed a little bit above. But according to the daily chart, when you look at it, there is a certain time where it ends, and that actually has not been filled, this gap here, by a couple ticks. So, and we see a strong bounce off of it. So in the daily chart, yes, there's a gap. The way that this candle's rendered is different than on the intraday. I think it might mark it at like 4:15 Eastern time, or either 4:15 or 4 o'clock. I'm unsure when that candle actually closes. All right, thanks chat for helping out. Jaden Saints, see, that's what community is good for. I have no idea how to pronounce this guy's name, but he asked, do you only scalp or also go for positional trades? Pretty much scalp. We're scalping on this stream, and we have runners. That's how we get swing trades. Sometimes I would swing trade. It really depends. It really depends. Make sure you guys drop a GM in the chat. We're about 5. more minutes till the market's open. And welcome to my stream. If you're new here, I am the only person who trades live the two-legged pullback. I'm the only one with the panda cojones to do this. Literally, there's nothing I can hide here. You see my trading. We stream every single day live here. Market's about to open. 4 more minutes. I already have my my premise here. We have a break of trend. And this maybe right here could have been the attempt to the new high. And we have 1, 2, 3 attempts and strong push down. So we may be in a reversal. But one thing that's telling me that we're not in a reversal is the fact that this just failed, right? This two-legged pullback failed. So the market is trying to go up higher. The market is, we should have got a continuation here if this is a downtrend, but instead we have a reversal here working itself out. Making me think we could possibly get a new high here. Daily chart. I mean, we've had this trend line for a very long time. This blue line was a gap that was filled, that gold line. Get rid of it now since it's filled. No more unfinished business. And it does look like the daily chart there's almost nothing else that needs to be filled. Like all the other gaps have been filled. So nothing really above that needs to be filled. Like we filled all our gaps. What does that mean? I don't know. I mean, it could mean a couple things. But yeah, the fact that we broke this trend line on the daily chart makes it feel like we can really do anything here. We can have a reversal here. We could have a first break of trend here. One more attempt down, make a new low. And now we're breaking the trend line on this way. And we can have a reversal here. But, with a double bottom. This could be a double bottom here. Reversal setup. And we can actually push higher. I'm not sure how much higher. But it looks like it might want 2 legs up here. I don't know though. I'm not entirely sure what's gonna happen, but we're above the 20 MA on the daily chart, and we're above this trend line. So we'll see. To me, as long as I've learned a long time ago to never fight the Fed, and if the Fed continues to tell us they're gonna raise interest rates, I mean everything, any bullish move to me will be a pullback in a downtrend. As long as the Fed, keeps pressing the pedal to raise interest rates. This is not financial advice. This is just what's going through my head and what I'm thinking. But as long as they raise interest rates, to me it seems like the market would not be able to withstand that pressure. If they raise interest rates, quantitative tightening, as long as they're doing these things, shrinking the balance sheet, I find it hard to believe our market to be able to continue to go up. But short term, with the price action, we'll just have to let the price action ultimately decide. I'm looking at the news calendar, and actually we don't have that much news coming up this week. Not that many high impact news. Okay, it's good to know. I'm thinking, we're looking for that new high, seems like. We could have a bull trend day today. Turtle toes, a couple people have had that issue. They just said restart Ninja Trader and also Rhythmic. Yeah, if you guys are having issues with Ninja Trader, seems like alright, market just open.
5-minute trap.
Got a trap on the 5-minute chart.
5-minute trap.
Trap on a 2000 tick chart here. 4 pushes up here. Not interested. Starting to get choppy. Could develop into a trading range and come back down to the bottom of our trading range here. It could do that. Could be a tricky day today, and I'm saying that because we had this really weird price action here. That's really unfortunate, but we could have a very choppy, tricky day. Like that means a lot of traps trapping it themselves. When traps trap themselves, that's when it gets really tricky. Sitting on my pause here. It's a two-legged pullback though. A, B, C, Pikachu trade going long. Big push up. I was thinking about going long there, but a little hesitant just because we're so close to the open. It just wasn't. I kind of want the volatility from the open to just resolve itself before really entering trade. And yeah, but that was a two-legged here on an uptrend. How do I decide it's an uptrend? Because we had this move down and we're looking for a new high still, and the fact that this reversal failed here and we had a reversal setup going the other way. The only thing I didn't really like about it is the fact that we had a L4 setup here, and that made things a little tricky because we're so close to the 20 MA. But two-legged pullback and end up pushing higher. Nice scalp there if you're able to take if you were able to get that. Tom Reddington asks, Apex question, once funded, how much money do you have to make before you can make a withdrawal? Apex has a really excellent frequently asked questions like article, and it goes through all of the requirements, what you need, because every single account is different. And yeah, so it really depends on which account you're looking into. So it varies between the accounts. No setup here. Complete chop, right? Turning to a trading range, but above the 20 MA, and it's an uptrend. So trading range, but it's an uptrend. But we do have these overlapping bars we should take note of. This could be a trading range. We could have a failed breakout coming back into it. I do feel like we're gonna try to make a new high from this high, the overnight high. This blue line, I feel like will be crossed. In what way, I'm not sure, but it seems like it's an uptrend. It's very choppy. No setups. So big move down, big push down. Gotta be careful. Right? This ended up becoming a trading range. That'd be a failed breakout coming back in. The reason why I didn't want to enter that is because this is actually an uptrend. So I will be more inclined to do a failed breakdown to trade back up into our trading range here. You want to go with trend. You typically don't want to trade the, because this could be successful. Who knows? I may go long here. Trade this failed breakdown. Just not enough room if I were to take that trade. Give me a decent signal bar. I may be interested in going long here for failed breakdown or failed breakout to failed breakdown. Big push down. It's a little harder to trade that as a failed breakdown. A little more difficult to trade that as that. At this point, maybe a higher low setup. Or multiple bear bars down. Kind of difficult to read if this is going to come back up into this small trading range. It does pop up here. That would have been almost impossible to have timed that perfectly. I'll probably be more confident in a higher low setup here. Just hitting my pause. Higher low setup may be what I might be interested in. This could also result in a two-legged pullback, but the fact that we had a trading range here makes me feel it might come back into that trading range on this uptrend. But you also will be basically trading against this second entry short here, potentially. Tricky. I mean, every higher low setup will create a second entry on the other side. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's a really bad signal bar though, but this entry bar is pretty good. I was thinking about scalping that, but yeah, the signal. This was a signal bar. I didn't like the signal bar, and basically became two overlapping bars, and then it kind of looks like now we're creating a small trading range right below it, like right here. I mean, that's a really nice signal bar if you're going short, but still, I'm not looking to go short here. I'm actually not looking to go short here. Almost want to go long here after another attempt up here. Do not copy my trades. Do not copy my trades. Another attempt up. Thinking there's some follow through, but we'll see. We'll see if it pays off. I feel like we're going to come back up to fill this trading range here that we had above it. Or failed breakdown with a higher low setup. Looking sketchy to me. Looking pretty sketchy to me. Take the risk off here. It might take me out. Let's go, baby. Strong bull bar ending on its high. Looking for a runner here. See if we can get it. And no joy in runner. No joy in runner. No joy. We got our scalp though. We got our scalp. With the higher low setup, looking for that. I essentially traded that like a trap, and a lot of you guys are not gonna like that, but basically, you know, we have the higher low setup in this trading range, this blue box, banking on a failed breakdown because we're in an uptrend, looking for that new high. But I basically traded like a trap, A, B, C, and seeing that this attempt at basically making a micro double bottom, and that reversed again, making another attempt up, I decided to take the scalp going upwards. Right, it's another attempt trying to go up. So I took that. This trap here may actually be worth taking if you're thinking of making a new high still. But it looks tricky to me. It looks very choppy. A lot of bars are overlapping. So, plus right now it looks like a terrible signal bar. Yeah, very tricky. Very tricky. Trading range into another trading range, right? Another trading range below it. So like two trading ranges right after each other. And this had a failed breakout. It comes back into this trading range. Very tricky. Well, are we in an uptrend or downtrend is a question right now. Break a trend to new low. Possibly. But, looking at this price action right now, it might be in a downtrend. Break a trend to new low. Either this is a break a trend to new low, or we can consider this as an uptrend, break a trend to attempt to new high with a two-legged pullback, and now we're in a downtrend again. So this downtrend, it's confusing. What can I say? I mean, we have so much chop here, and no super clear direction in my opinion. Also, higher time frames. We're above the 20 MA. Right, this is a 10,000 tick chart. By the way, if you want to know what time frame I'm looking at, you can look at the top left of your screen, and that is the time frame I'm looking at, or tick frame, whatever. A, B, C, right? Two-legged pullback coming off the 20 EMA on the 10,000 tick chart. Absolutely incredible. And that's an H4 setup as well. 5-minute chart. Are you telling us any information? 5-minute chart's absolutely just trash. I have no idea what's happening here. It's below the 20 EMA, but very confusing. These like daddy long legs. Nasty looking spider legs. At the end, what ended up happening was the trading range indicator ended up being the correct range for us. And I thought I was drawing the ranges correctly, but the trading range indicator at the end was king. Trading range indicator coming from the top of trading range when we have a two-legged pullback, lower high two-legged pullback to the bottom of the trading range. Absolutely amazing. Trading range indicators always really surprises me, just whenever it works like a charm. Watu Sayingasta asks, do you have any tutorial videos on setting up order entry with hockey? Yes. If you look on my channel and just look up Ninja Trader settings, you'll be able to find it. Again, this guy's name it's just I don't have any idea how to read that. It looks like Hindi. Do you only trade two-leg pullbacks? Yes, we trade only one single setup here. Dylan Low says, I tried your two-legged indicator and I was a little confused on all the numbers. Well, you can see all the numbers here, and it's the exact same indicator. All the numbers basically is all the leg counts. You know, for instance, if you want to know the leg counts going up, you just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 legs up, right? That means there's 6 pushes up without ever breaking a previous pivot low, and the leg count continues. And if you guys don't know how to count legs, there's a tutorial video on my in the description, in the playlist. In the beginners playlist, it tells you how to count legs, identify second entries. So what do we have here? Do we have this breaker trend to new low, quite possibly a reversal here, or is our trading range going to continue will continue? Who knows? I'll be tempted to take a failed second entry short here because I feel like we're in an uptrend now. But if you look at the left, obviously there's price action here, right? There's these pivots that could act as resistances. It's a probability. Will they act as resistance? Who knows? I mean, if we look at the price action, it's been choppy here, been choppy here. We have been in a trading range. So are we going to break out now, or are we going to come back to the bottom trading range? Or we can see 1, 2, 3 attempts down, try to break down, and they have 3 attempts failing. And we may reverse here. It might be a triple bottom. I may be tempted to take this long trade. I am kind of tempted, but yeah. Do not copy my trades. I'm gonna take this long. Do not copy my trades. Came with a small retracement. I'm gonna take just a typical stop loss. It's very small, right? Little less than 2 points. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy money. Let's see if we can get a runner here. I'd like a nice runner. Ugh! Up to 25. That trap currently is failing. I'm not sure if I would re-enter it. With some follow-through. If there's follow-through here, then most likely we'll make a new high, but we'll see. ES Trader says, your leg counts don't follow price action rules. Why don't counts reset on new highs or new lows? They do. They do reset on new highs, new lows. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. Ooh, see, that's tricky. So if you went long here, You would have got stopped out right here. Also, you know, if you're going for 2 points, I gotta go long again. I gotta go long. I gotta go long here. This is breakout. This is straight up breakout right now. Already made 2 points. I'm gonna sit on my pause, but I missed that. I missed that setup. That's a 2-point trade already. 2-point scalp. So the counts do reset. For instance, you have these 1, 2, 3, right? And this turns to a 1 because the counts reset because this pivot high was broken. So you have 1, 2, 3, pushes down. That's why we have a 3 here. And this turns to a 1 here because this is the previous pivot high. The previous pivot high was broken, so the counts reset. So I'm not sure what this guy's talking about. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I just would not, you know, follow this guy. ES Trader, just, you know, don't even pay attention to that guy. I don't think he knows what he's doing. Pandas up to 25. Let's keep scalping this. It's very choppy though. I thought for certain we were gonna make a new high when we had this, you know, kind of higher low trap here, but it seems like the market cycle is a trading range. It's getting very confusing. We could have a break of trend to new high here. We could be having a reversal, right? These short-term trend lines may be what we have to be paying close attention to, mostly because with the price action, with all these overlapping bars, with that tricky price action right here, and these overlapping bars, it seems like the market's going to trick you to make you think it's going to go into a trend, and then it's going to reverse on you. It's a limit order market. You can see when you have stacked bars like this, if the bars start to overlap, the reason why that happens is caused by limit orders. You cannot create this kind of price action with stop orders, right? These are limit orders. That means that people are selling at the top, near the top of these bars, and they're buying at the bottom of these bars. And that happens with limit orders. And so they're coming limit orders here, selling here, buying here. That's what causes that. That means this market right now, the majority of people who are trading with limit orders. So that's making it so the market's not going up or down. It's just going sideways. I mean, huge move, you know, in the night session, and now we go completely sideways during the regular session. Data gains asks, does the 50% code apply every month after the first month? Yes, it does. So if you don't know what Apex is, basically it's a prop firm, and we use it every single day here, and we use it to trade risk-free, 100%. And so there's a coupon, BBM50 for 50% off. Also, someone asks, where did I learn this from? And basically, you know, I have 2 people where I learned it from. Mac from Price Action Trading System. And I mean, if anyone knows the journey, it always starts with Michael Chin. He is the godfather. And of course, if you really understand the story, I'm being sarcastic. But yeah, that's how the journey began, at least for me. Michael Chin, then he realized he learned from Mac, Price Action Trading System, and learned that he learned from Al Brooks, and so ultimately learned from Al Brooks here. Al Brooks teaches the two-legged pullback. He calls it something else. He calls it H2 L2 setups, and he'll also call it. That's why I talk about H4 failures. What I could call it is a four-legged pullback, but you know, he calls it H4 L4, so I call it H4 L4, and Yeah, I mean, also major trend reversals where you get the break of trend to new extreme. That comes from Al Brooks, right? That's his major trend reversal setup. With pandas. Emmanuel Martinez says, I didn't invent the two-leggy. I actually did. But I'm giving these guys credit. The thing is, no one invents the two-legged pullback. No one can invent it. No one can claim it for themselves. It's just, it's been traded for a very long time. Price action trading system. Corsi, unfortunate news. Sorry to hear that, man. You were so close too. That's the thing. I think Friday's price action was a little tricky too. Friday's price action. Yeah. Oh yeah. Friday's price action. I was trying to pull my fur out. I was gonna pull all my fur out, and I was gonna be this naked bald panda thing. It was so slow. The price action on Friday was so slow, and yeah, it almost drove me insane. Well, Mama asked, instead of buying Al Brooks' course, can I just read his books? I mean, you can read his books, but honestly, his course it is worth its weight in gold. And honestly, you retain it better because it's literally like video examples of every single thing that he talks about, and so it just helps like just kind of solidify it, you know, because you see the examples visually, and he talks about it, and yeah, I just think it's. But the thing is, you got to hear his voice, and his voice, I don't know many people who could listen to his voice for a long time and not fall asleep. It is just, it's honestly the most croaky voice I've ever heard. It's like he smokes like 10 packs of cigarettes a day. I don't think he does. I mean, he's like, he used to be in the medical field, so I don't think he does do that. But he just has a really croaky voice, and he's quite old now. Look at how tricky this price action is getting. We're above the 20-minute, but look at OII pattern, outside, inside bar, right? The range of this bar is completely, so it's breakout mode. That means if we break one tick below here, we might have a strong breakdown. If we break one tick above, strong push up. So people will trade these setups. They'll put their order one tick above here, one tick below here, and see which one hits first. You know, for me, this just means that it's confusing. But you can take that setup and take it for a swing trade. Vlad the Great asks, how much is this course? I believe it's like $200, and you can like opt to buy the forex one as well. But honestly, you don't need the forex. You don't need the forex version. I have both, and I never go to the forex section. I just read just the price action portion. Unless you're really interested in trading forex, then you might be able to learn something. But for me, I was more interested in the strategy. Or reading price action, really. I do have an affiliate link in my description. You know, you can use it. You don't have to use it. You know, I could care less. But it's for you guys. It helps me out. So, like I mentioned, right? OII pattern. Right? People have their order one tick above here, one tick below here, and they just wait for which side to break up. Typically, you go with trend, so you know technically we're kind of in an uptrend right now, even though the market cycle is a trading range. But in this trading range, right, we're in an uptrend, and so you know people came out with a scalp at least there, and if they had a runner, it's also today is just not a day for runners. I might just take away my runners today. I just don't see them happening. So we do have a break of trend, right, to new high. Break a trend to new high in this trading range, and we're hitting the top of the trading range. So we could look for a short setup now, and the setup we typically look for is the failed second entry long. Is it gonna happen? I have no idea, but this is the place where you look for it. But also, you gotta recognize if we're in a trading range market cycle, almost all those things get thrown out the window. You know, you just basically just don't trade it. It's very difficult. No, Damian Hughes. You know, the thing is, it's like our books would always say, like, you know, who would trade better, Forrest Gump or Albert Einstein? He said probably Forrest Gump, because it's simple. You know, if it looks confusing, don't trade it. If it looks like it's gonna burst up, then most likely it's gonna burst up. You know, like sometimes we make things more complicated than they are. But actually, price action is like, at the end, it's just almost common sense. There's just like little tricks that you need to know, and kind of like the behavior, why things do what they do. You know, for instance, like if you know that this is a limit order market, then you know we're gonna start turning the trading range. How do you know it's a limit order market? By the price action. The price action is telling us this is a limit order market. That means most people are trading now with limit orders. You know, trends are created with stop orders, right? You know, you get stronger pushes one way or the other because people are entering stop orders, right? They're just buying the market, and or buying or selling the market, and so you start to get trends. But when you have price action like this, it starts to tell you, okay, it's getting choppy, so we do what we do in chop, which is nothing. There's a couple other things, you know, you kind of have to understand swing trading and why people take the profits they take. So for instance, right, this is 2 times risk reward at the bottom of this trading range, and you know, basically have a double bottom. So people were betting on this trade, right? They took this trade and they're betting for 2 times risk reward. And so why we came out with these wicks here, like 1, 2, 3 wicks here, because people were coming out with their 2 times risk reward on this trade, and they're coming to the top of the trading range, and so that's why it started to die out. The order started to die out, and we might start to reverse. But if you haven't noticed that this was a 2 times risk reward trade here, right, coming from the bottom trading range back to the top of this trading range, then you know you would not have realized that. You know, it's good to know that where the swing traders are. So because if you know when a swing trade is done, or for instance, if you are in that swing trade, you know exactly where to go and where the other swing traders start to take their profits, and that's where you want to take your profits as well. So it's just like those little things about price action that you should know. Those details. Also gaps. Right, here's a gap here. These are like little things you learn about price action. There's a gap here, right? Strong push up. When we try to pull back, there is a gap between, right, the candle right before the breakout, which is called the signal bar, right? The signal bar, the high of the signal bar, there's a gap between that and the lowest pivot after the breakout. And so this gap here shows us we have strong momentum going up. It's almost kind of like supply demand here as well. Strong impulsive move down, right? This is the signal bar. The low of this signal bar is right here, and we never touched it, right? The pivot came back and reversed and never touched it, so we see a strong move down here. It ends up filling that gap eventually, but yeah. So now we're trying to fill this gap, as you guys can see. And let me just take a moment to advertise this trading range indicator. If you guys are interested in this trading range indicator, beautifully marking here this trading range in this choppy price. I realize when the price action starts to look like this, very choppy, the trading range indicator is more accurate. And so if you want to know about the trading range indicator, it uses pure price action to mark these trading ranges. It's the only one I know in the market that does this. Go to the official website, www.twoleggedpullback.com. Time to chill. Time to chill. big push up. We failed to hit the bottom of the trading range, as you guys can see, with a strong impulsive move up. We may break out here to make a bullish move, a bullish trend. The thing is, I don't mind shilling my own stuff because I made it. So I have the right to shill my own products. Plus, I would never shill it if I didn't think they're useful. If they're useful, then I'll let you guys know. At the end, it's a win-win. So higher time frames. We're above the 20 MA still. It's getting choppy. It's just hard to say because at a certain point in time, this takes so long to resolve, you know, and it'll happen when you kind of don't expect it. It will break out, and if it breaks out, it might fail and then finally reverse again. It can do stuff like that. So market gets a little tricky in these choppy market cycles like this. Shilling my this is my cryptocurrency. It's the bamboo coin. Let's get that bamboo. I mean, I'm up 225. I'm happy with that, especially on such a choppy day like this. Both trades coming from retracements and kind of almost getting stopped out. Yeah, make sure you guys scalp that like button. It does help out the channel. Mo Bamba asked if I have a job. I do have a full-time job. What would it take for me to become a full-time trader? What would it take for me? Well, I think I would at least need to have saved maybe 2 or 3 years worth of my salary. And then maybe I will start to do trading. And I want to get to that point through trading. You know what I mean? I want to be able to get to 2-3 times my salary saved up in capital coming from trading. And once I'm in that place, then I would consider going full-time. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Syed, Turtle Toes, good morning. Jaden Saints, good morning. Damien, good morning, guys. Tom, Theta, good morning, guys. Welcome to the stream. Watu, Brian Hughes, Mo Bamba, D'Angelo Hudson, good morning. And that's a nice thing about Apex. It's because you actually don't need huge capital to trade because you're not risking any of your own personal capital. So the reason why you need to 2 to 3 times, you know, your personal capital is because if you have a bad day, then you know you still have some backup money. And so if you have Apex, it doesn't really matter if you have a bad day because you're not touching your own money. It's all contained within Apex and you can withdraw. So we got break a trend to new high, break a trend, attempt to new low, double bottom currently. Made a new low, right? Break a trend to new low, lower high, Pikachu, trap trade, right? This is like a lot of things going for it. Looking for that new low as well. Good signal bar, small risk. That's a very good, very nice trade if anyone took it. I'm kind of chilling here because I don't, you know, I'm up already to 25. Plus, it's so choppy and we have no clear trend. Break a trend new low. That means the downtrend is done, and now we're looking for reversal, potential reversal, major trend reversal here. Basically feels like entry short. Pattern that looks like that. Turtle toes ticket. Let's go, baby. Now do that every single time. The fact that if you can see that was a good trade, you know, with that break of trend, looking for that new low, right? And your first hit, you're basically looking for new leg down. Lower high, Pikachu trade. It's a good setup. It's a good setup. Potential triple bottom here. 1, 2, 3 hits. Right, we already had a triple top. 1, 2, 3 hits. 3 attempts to break out. It's just completely sideways, and we're in trading range. And the hard part about this is you don't know when the trading range is going to end. All right, this could be the breakdown, or it could be failed again and come back up. That's the tricky thing about trading ranges. That's the tricky thing about fading trading ranges, because sooner or later you will be wrong. Sooner or later you'll get it wrong, but hopefully you got it right enough times where when you are wrong, the loss is small. Currently H4 setup. That means 4 pushes down, 4-legged pullback, or 2 2-legged pullbacks in a row, whatever you want to consider it. A, B, C. Also A, B, C, right? Can reverse here. We do hit the bottom of the trading range on the trading range indicator, and you got to give credit to where credit's due. I mean, this trading range, whatever you want to think, it's working right now, and it's giving us, right? I don't think many of us would mark the trading range like this, as it's marked, and look at how perfectly it bounces off of it. It's amazing. Just perfect touch bounces off of it, showing that people were waiting here with limit orders. Would you have known to put your limit order here if you're going to enter this? I don't think so. Trading range indicator new. How would I trade this? You know, I would trade a 2-legged pullback, so that's not a trade that I'm looking. That's not the setup I'm looking for. But if I were looking for swing trades back and forth here, thinking that this is going to be a choppy day by looking at the price action, right? Lots of wicks, a lot of overlapping bars, no strong trends. The trends are very short, and it's a lot of reversals. So if I'm thinking, okay, potentially this could be just a trading range day today, how would I trade this? Well, most likely, probably take the reversal here, put a stop loss 1 tick below here, see if it gets back to the top of the trading range. It could be a setup that you're looking for, right? Your risk is less. It's about 2 points risk, but your reward is large. That means your probability is low, but probabilities increase when you consider the fact that we've been choppy and now we're hitting the bottom of the trading range. What's the 5 minute telling me? 5 minutes telling me not much here. Wedge here, reversal. 10,000 tick chart. We're beneath the 20 EMA now, closing beneath it multiple times. But look at the 10K trading range. It's almost identical to the 2,000 tick trading range. We're at the bottom of it on the 10K chart. Triple bottom, 1, 2, 3 hits. Big push down, breakdown, right? That's, if you're considering, is this a true breakdown or not? I mean, look at price action, strong bear bar ending on low. Do I know 100% if that's a real breakdown? I don't know. I mean, the probability increases with price action like this. If there's follow through, it increases again that this is a true successful breakdown. which means that we're not trying to fade this. We're going to continue to think that this is a downtrend, and we're going to trade it like a bear trend. Strong move down. Follow through here, potentially. Big push down. Lots of follow through here, right? Follow through here, follow through here. The trading range is still active here. You can see that the trading range indicator is continuing. If the trading range indicator has broken down, then this trading range would disappear. Right? It will stop continuing this trading range. But the trading range is actually continuing. That means this is an impulsive move down, but it's not. It wasn't strong enough to actually break our trading range, according to the trading range indicator. Still nothing I really like here. This is probably one of the better setups that we saw today. I like that setup. So when you see a strong breakdown like this, and then kind of like not much follow through, and the pullback is strong like that, now you're gonna have to consider maybe this is a failed breakdown. It might come back up into our trading range. 10,000 tick chart trading range is still active. The 5-minute, you can potentially say that this was a actually maybe a double top here, hitting the double top, some sort of double top like this. But also could be a type of break a trend to new low. This, it's hard to say what this was, but potentially be a break a trend with a strong wick to new high, reversal, downtrend. Hard to say. All in all, I have no idea what's happening. I'm up 225, so I'm kind of sitting on my pause right now. He wants the ABC of this pattern here, of the setup. It's a two-legged pullback. Strong move down, and we have two legs up. One leg up, first pullback, first entry, second pullback, second entry. Two-legged move. The two-legged move is a little weird because it's a lower high, second entry short. So it kind of looks weird, but there are two pullbacks, right? Downtrend, one pullback, and another pullback. So two pullbacks, two-legged pullback. That's the name. Right, coming from top of the trading range, coming back to the bottom of the trading range, also Pikachu set up beneath the 20 MA. So now I'm not thinking really to go short anymore. I'm thinking this is probably a failed breakdown. Very tricky, right? But no setup for us to even go long, right? It's a huge move down. Basically gets retraced with a pullback. Hard to say what's going to happen here. Mark Landonwich says he's looking for a failed second entry short, which is actually the best setup to look for right now. But looking for the best setup means that you might lose the chance of an entry. He's looking for this, which is what I would look for as well. Right, failed second entry short, right? Bottom trading range failed breakdown. That is a good setup to look for. That's probably the best setup to look for in this case. But the best setup comes at a price, and the price is most likely it won't happen, right? Like that setup won't happen. So you're looking for the best setup, but probably won't happen. If it does, then it's a good setup to take. You can do a higher low setup if you're really eager. You can even wait for a strong push up and look for a two-legged pullback to 20 MA. So these are all other setups we can look for to try to enter in this if this is a true, true failed breakdown. If you're new to this channel, I'm Baba Money and welcome. Here we trade pure price action, so you're going to hear me talk about bar by bar exactly what's happening. And so we look for a setup. Particular setup we look for is a two-legged pullback. And if you're new here, if you want to know more information about two-legged pullback, there's a playlist in the description that goes over all the details of a two-legged pullback. Essentially, we're just looking for a strong move, two-legged pullback to some key areas such as a 20 EMA and continuation. So we want to enter into that continuation. And if done correctly, should be a 90% chance to get a scalp in the emini, if done correctly. Also, we trade 100% risk-free using Apex, and the reason why I like Apex is because of the trade copier. I mean, one thing is 100% risk-free. You gotta simply pass an evaluation, and once you pass the evaluation, you get access to a funded account. And that means that, yeah, if you bust that funded account, there's no loss, no harm done to you. But if you can be profitable in that account, then you can withdraw money from there. So that's the beauty of the prop firm. But the most powerful thing about the prop firm is the fact that they have a trade copier. So if you have multiple accounts, let's say if you have 4 accounts, that means that per day, whatever you make on an average per day, you multiply it by that by 1,000, and you make, that's how much you make in a year. So let's say you can make $200 a day on average. With 4 accounts, that converts to $200,000 by the end of the year. Toro asked if I can make a trend like this. You could, and that's where it comes. Where I think experience comes in best. Like what trend line should you make here? Which trend line should we use? This as a trend line? Should we use this as a trend line? Right, saying that this is the first breaker trend, perhaps. Or should we use this as our trend line? Right, break a trend to new low. Possible reversal here. And the nice thing about Apex is that they seem to have this like infinite 50% off code that you guys can use, BBM50, and you guys can use it, and it's 50% off evaluation, which makes it even cheaper to use. So I'll take a trap trade here. Couple ways to read this, right? Either you can consider this trend, that's the first breaker trend, potentially looking for a new low. I'm going to consider this as first breaker trend, looking for a new low and failed breakdown of this trading range. And so if I can have an entry to go long and back into this trading range, I'm going to take it. One giveaway for me is the fact that we had a strong impulsive move that got retraced. So it's showing me that there are both bulls and bears here, and the bulls are fighting back just as strong as the bears. Let's see if we get a higher low, or if we get a failed second entry short here. What I mean by failed second entry short is that typically you look for a second entry short, so two-legged pullback, and you want to continue that. Most people do, but if you're not reading the market cycle correctly, this could be a failed second entry short and reversal, and that reversals are typically very, very strong moves, because you're taking the stop losses of those who went short out, and you're entering in also where the bulls are trying to go long. So you have the power of both bulls and bears, right? Bears getting stopped out, bulls entering, and you want to enter in at the same time when that happens. And through the price action, we can see that when that happens. That's actually kind of what happened here. Big move down because of the fact that people thought they're trying to go long at the bottom of this trading range, And they took a chance, right? They took a swing trade. They want to take a chance, and they got trapped, and that's why we saw the strong impulsive move down. We might not get a setup here. This might reverse without us. But the setup we're looking for is a failed second entry short, and we want it to come to us. We're not chasing anything here. And also another thing is we're above the 20 EMA. So that makes me more inclined to think that this is a reversal rather than a continuation. So the fact that we wait for a really good setup, the downside is we pay for it in, you know, basically the rarity or the probability of that setup even happening. So we pay for it through that way. If I'm really eager, I'll simply buy it at the break of this high. But we may get our setup here. Outside bar reversal, potentially. We do trigger that second entry short above the 20 EMA. And you're thinking this is the bottom of the trading range and a failed breakdown might come back to the top. So you're actually looking for a reversal setup here rather than continuing this downtrend. Bouncing out the 20 EMA, right? That's a good sign if you're trying to go long because it means that people are buying their support. They're bulls there. The signal bar is pretty terrible, but the context I think is good. I'm going to take this reversal if we get it. Do not copy my trades, trade at your own risk. It's a setup that I would take probably, I don't know, 9 out of 10 times. And it might be one of those that actually might like try to stop you out and then go its way after it stops you out. But we'll see. We'll see. If that happens, I might re-enter. I'll get stopped out, re-enter. Looking for that failed second entry short. Bottom of a trading range. Already had to break a trend to new low. I'm in this trade. Let's see if we get it. Completely okay with losing this trade. Again, I said, if this stops me out here, I will re-enter again for a re-entry going long. So I'll take the hit here and I'll re-enter again if it does stop me out here. And I understand because it's the stop loss is 2.5 points, almost 3 points, and so I get it. I get it why it will stop me out. The stop loss is small, and so I'm gonna trade that with a re-entry. But I like the setup, and I'll take the setup. So it is what it is. Yeah, if this stops me out here, then basically it'll set up a second entry long to go long. So, you know, I had a feeling I was going to lose that one. And again, I said, I had a feeling I was going to lose that one, but I'm going to just stick to the plan, take that loss where I should, and I will re-enter in if we have another push up for that second entry long. Now this turns to a second entry long, A, B, C. And even with a bad signal bar like this, I'll enter here. Looking for a good risk reward setup here. Do not copy my trades. John Lee asks, hey Panda, can I join your Discord for free? If you have the deluxe, you should have access to it. The deluxe two-legged pullback indicator. I'm gonna re-enter again. Again, do not copy my trades. This might get me again, but I'm willing to take it. Do not copy my trades. Now this has turned to a two-legged, right, second entry long. Right, the candle does not look that good. All right, the signal bar is not that good. We're actually closing beneath the 20 MA here, which makes me a little worried. But I'm willing to take this again because I think that we're having a failed breakdown. And, you know, we could actually have a whole thing here, like this break of trend to new high. We actually might be wanting to look for a short trade here, potentially. Thinking that this uptrend is over. With follow through like that, it makes me not want to enter long anymore. Right? When you have follow through on that reversal like that, and we're staying beneath the 20 MA with lower highs, you know, you have to be quick to change your premise. And I'm okay now. If this does go up, I'm probably going to sit on my pause. I didn't like this follow through here. Plus the signal bar is worse. So even though it does reverse here, I'm gonna just miss it because I don't like how this looks like, this price action. It looks like it wants to go lower, not higher, to me at least. So even if this might reverse strongly, it's okay. I'm willing to lose that because now it has changed, right? The setup has changed a little bit. Basically, the signal bar is very terrible. Here, I was willing to take it, right? Even the bad signal bar, because there have been basically no follow through. It would be a reversal, and also it would be above the 20 MA. At this point, it is above the 20 MA, but barely. And we also had another push down, strong bear bar. It just does not look good to go long there. This entry bar looks good. Ends on its high. You may want to come with a retracement if you still want to go long here. Someone does point out EMA is flat, so we're going in and out of 20 MA, which means that we may be just going into chop. Again, today is a tricky day. It will be a tricky day. It's already been a tricky day. And look at that. Big move down. So if I went long there on the reversal, I would be sweating right now. Do you guys know any other animal that sweats other than humans? I mean, obviously pandas do, but do you know any other pandas and humans? Any other animals that sweat? The horse sweats. I had no idea. I think it's so weird that an animal would sweat if it's covered in fur. A pig sweats? Interesting. Monkey sweat? I guess that makes sense. A monkey sweat. Interesting. Why do so many of you guys know that horses sweat? Is that like a common? Is that common knowledge? That's something I should have known. You guys Googled it? Hobo sweat too. Congratulations for those who went long. I mean, that's risky. It became more and more risky. And yeah, so explains why I didn't enter it, but I mean, this could reverse without me. It's fine. I like this setup here a lot. I had a lot of reasons to enter it, and you know, I get hit on good setups. In my opinion, I'm completely okay with that as long as you keep doing the good thing. The thing is, like on tricky days like this, even good setups, they fail. Or they fail. They get tricky. What's my 5 minute look like? 5 minutes, very hard to discern what's happening here. Huh. It looks like it wants one more push down here on the 5 minute chart. Also on the 10,000 chart, it does look like it wants another push down. You know, basically a two-legged pullback here. A, B, C, two-legged pullback on the higher time frames. 5 minute chart as well. A, B, C. It looks like it wants another push down. That's what it seems like. I don't know though. This is tricky. So I took a trade I liked, but down 50 because of that. Unfortunate. It is what it is. You know, I actually don't get upset if I lose a good trade that I really like. Like I like this trade a lot. A lot of reasons to go into it, but it does that sometimes. In these market cycles, when the market cycle is too strong, when it's just like really choppy, then even the good setups they fail. Maybe I miscalculated this. Maybe it was break a trend already to new high, and so you know that's not a good place for reversal. But I don't know. It looks like a good place for reversal still to me. Higher low setup. Higher low setup. You can see these lows going higher and higher, right? Higher lows here. And this is a higher low setup here, right? This pivots down here. This next pivots here. If it breaks up, it could be a strong move up here, right, to fill this gap. And not fill the gap, but go back to the top of the trading range. Very tricky. I mean, it gets me here and ends up, you know, stopping me out and then goes my way. It is what it is. Unfortunate. Yeah, Kellyanne, hard loss. That's a hard loss. It's a hard loss. Kellyanne probably was thinking like this, break a trend, looking for a new low here, and ends up just becoming a double bottom, higher low, double bottom here, unfortunately. But the thing is, you take your hit, you move on. Tricky days like this, you know, who knows? Who really knows? I'll take a long trade here. It looked like it wanted to go down, but now we're going above the 20 MA. Huh. Thinking, you know, we're kind of heading back up to the top of this trading range. It's a trap trade here. Fails like entry short. Kind of far away from 20 MA. Probably sit on my pause, but it's not a high probability trade. But I kind of like it. Outside bar reversal. That decides it for me. Pandas. Yeah, make sure you guys take advantage of the BBM50. Open their Apex accounts. If you also want to follow me more closely, such as if you want to know this Buy My Money, is he profitable? How many accounts does he have? How much money does he actually have in these accounts? If you actually want to know all that information, you can, it's actually, I'm very, very open with my information when it comes to my members. So we have a pre-market show that happens at 9 o'clock every single day, and yeah, disclose all the information for you guys. It's everything you're looking for. We try to provide in this channel. You guys want to know how much money I make? Well, I'll show it to you. You want to see the two-legged pullback traded live? Well, I'll show it to you. And I reveal my true identity as Michael Chin in the pre-market show. That's a joke, by the way. Tricky. I just don't know. It's just so confusing. Ooh. Big move down. We actually triggered a second entry short on the higher time frame. The 5 minute as well, second entry short is triggered. Maybe looking for a new low. But this is just very tricky. You know, we got that break a trend to new high. I see this as a break a trend to new high. Break a trend to new low. Uptrend, break a trend to new high. Trends within trends within trends. Very confusing. Oh, I like another setup, but it's hard to come by. It's very choppy. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. This is a really terrible price action. I mean, if you look at the higher time frames to see how basically every single bar is overlapping, it's just completely overlapping bars. You know, making it look like it's very choppy here. 5 minute as well, so no clear direction. We do have a two-leggy triggering here. Doesn't even make a point. Reverses on the 5 minute.
5 minute trap.
Trap on the 5 minute, it's enticing to go long. Because we're at the bottom of a trading range, so. You have the 10,000 tick chart, trading range indicator. We're at the bottom of it, creating a base. And we could potentially have a trap here. And come back to the top of the trading range. Do I want to go long here on a second entry long? I have no idea, to be honest. It's hard to say. A, B, C. Potentially go long here. Higher low setup. The reason why I'm hesitant to go long is because it feels like the uptrend is done, right? We had to break a trend to new high. This new high might signal now that we should be in a downtrend of some sorts. But we knew today was gonna be tricky from the off the rip, because yeah, again, that tricky price action earlier today. We had trapping traps. This tricky price action here, where this actually broke above and then broke below, then broke above, then broke below one candle and broke right back up. So this was like a trap. Fail second entry short, failed, fail second entry short, fail, second entry short, failed, second entry short. Once I saw that, I knew it was gonna be tricky. Along with all of these overlapping bars here. Look at all these overlapping bars, right? And this affects the overall market. When you see a lot of price action like this, with all of these overlapping bars just grinding and just not doing much, it just shows you the sentiment of today. Very tricky. So again, if you think you're in a strong trend, it's gonna trick you. Second entry long here. I don't know. Can I take it? Not really. EMA is completely flat. I'm going in and out of it, creating a trading range. Why I wouldn't go long here is because if that's true, right, then we're trying to go long at the top of a trading range. We're trying to go long at the top of a trading range, that drastically decreases our chances to making a scalp. Typically on days like this, to be honest, pandas, I don't do anything. I just do my full time, and I'll just let it play out and wait for a nice breakout in either way. I don't care, and then come back. You get days like this sometimes. The daily chart. Big move down. Very tricky. Coming down to the 240 SMA. Very interesting. It comes down at it with a two-legged pullback fashion. We're at the bottom of the trading range now. Potential fail break. Potential breakdown here. Hitting the 240 SMA. This could be break a trend to new low. Sorry, break a trend to new high. And this downtrend has two-legged move now. I could maybe go long here, but this move seemed a bit impulsive, but it is coming. Failed breakdown. Also, 240 SMA. I'm going to come in with a retracement here. Do not copy my trades. Do not copy my trades here. But I feel like we can have a failed breakdown here and we can actually go back up. We may be looking for a new low. Actually, I feel like we might be looking for a new low here. A little tricky, right? We have a low here. I feel like we might be looking for a new low. But it's a good signal bar to go long. And the bottom of the trading range, maybe back to the top, failed breakdown. Also off the 240 SMA. And you can see that the 20 EMA and the 240 SMA are starting to converge. This is when it starts to get really choppy, really tricky. This chop is choppy, but it's going to probably continue to chop once these things get closer. Kellyanne, she got the swing recover. Let's go, baby. Congratulations. And Wilson said, wasn't that a reversal wedge up? So this, Al Brooks would call this a wedge. And wedges are tricky because actually maybe that's a nice nice setup for a wedge. Because on trend days, wedges are really bad, but maybe on choppy trading range days, wedges are good to take. Sitting on my pause. I may go long on a failed trap here. If this trap triggers and it fails and it goes back up, I may go long, thinking that was a failed attempt to break down. I mean, this doesn't look like a strong breakdown. When you see, it's not convincing. Could be outside bar reversal. Also could lead to a second entry short. I hate outside bar reversals. I really don't want outside bar reversal. Especially when it's this choppy. No idea what's gonna happen. Last trade of the day. Do not copy my trades. Outside bar reversal. Hate it. Oof. Outside bar reversal. I still kind of want the higher low, but I don't want it on the outside bar reversal. This is technically, I mean, not technically, but this is a hidden second entry short, A, B, C, because of the outside bar reversal. Potential reversal. If it breaks the previous candle's low, it's actually a second entry short here. Do not copy my trades. I'm taking this one. Getting really choppy, overlapping bars. Gonna just cancel this. No idea what's going on right now. This is very choppy, so I'm gonna stay away from it. And you know, you can do what you want, but this is really tricky to me. I honestly don't know what's happening, and I'm down $50, and I'm happy about that. Actually, right now, I'm okay with that. But pandas. With that being said, you know, it's just some days are like this, and if you know, you gotta only take what the market gives you. And if the market looks like this on a 10,000 tick chart, with literally every single bar is overlapping each other, the 5 minute also, just no clear direction. You know, it's just very difficult to trade. Overlapping bars here, another cluster of candles just going in and out of its entire range. That being said, pandas, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. 9 o'clock pre-market show, 9:15 for the mainstream, and hopefully I'll see you guys there. Trade safe, everyone. As always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.